Redeye is not the Cillian Murphy, Wes Craven horror film that was a 12 but yet quite scary and actually quite good, and a lot of people have looked over that movie, I think.
He's just had a really rough day. A death in the family.
This is a new ITV or ITVX series, so let's talk about it. London police officer DC Hannah Lai is escorting Dr. Matthew Nolan back to Beijing, where he has been accused of a crime. However, on board Flight 357, she finds herself embroiled in an escalating conspiracy and a growing number of murders. So Richard Armitage plays Dr. Matthew Nolan, and Jing Lee Lucy plays DC Hannah Lai, who is escorting our accused, the doctor, on the plane to Beijing. We have Madeline Delaney, who's sort of in charge of a secret government agency. We have Gemma Moore, who plays Jess Lai, who is the sister of DC Hannah. That plays quite well into the story. And there's a number of other characters that kind of jump in and out. There's only 6 episodes in a true tried and tested British formula of like 4 to 8 episodes max. Normally 4 to 6 is what we get. 45 minutes apiece. And man, I just went through these. This was a really fun ride. If you've seen the Idris Elba Hijack series, a similar sort of vibe. Basically, stuff happens in the air for the most of this series. We do have them trying to control things on the ground, but most of the story and the mystery that unfolds is all on this flight. And I was amazed at how much different locations on a flight you could actually have, between bathrooms, in the cargo hold, in the cockpit. There are variant number of action scenes and intense moments that happen that are driven by the mystery of why our doctor is accused. And he obviously finds himself in a place that he never expected, and he says the whole time, I am innocent. But the mystery in this series is so much bigger than I expected it to be. The way the side story characters, especially like the sister who plays Jessie Lee, she is a journalist or wannabe journalist. And there are so many series, these miniseries, that often have side character tangents to pad out the series, that you're like, oh, what was that character even for? There is no padding in this series. Every character you see is necessary to the main part of the story that intertwines in the perfect pacing moments to bring the story to completion. So those side character stories all end up being a part of the main arc. So they're not even really side character stories. They're just an amount of storylines that will intersect together, and I love that about this series. This does feel like a one and done that has a great mystery that builds upon itself but keeps you guessing all the way through. I was a little bit taken back in not a great way when I saw Richard Armitage was one of the main protagonists again, because he's been in a number of Netflix originals and they've been fine but not great. He's been in a lot of TV series, and I was like, I hope this isn't one of those. For me, this was I think one of my first original ITV series, and I have to say the drama of the way they filmed it, the way they showcased the intensity with the pacing, kept me guessing the whole way through, making me think I knew what was happening, but always give me another reveal to, kind of move me away from what was actually happening, to make me question myself and made me want to click over to the next episode. Very well paced. And then when it comes to the acting, Richard was actually fantastic, playing off against DC Hannah Lai, who's Jing Lucy. I think them two together on screen played excellently. And then when we get Leslie Sharp as well, I was really rooting for Leslie Sharp, without doing spoilers, in the moments that she was going for. When you find out how stuff is going wrong for her and why, you do feel a plight for her. So even though the main protagonist's storyline isn't with her story, you do care about what's happening with them. And I think you care about pretty much all of the characters that we're meant to. It's really well created, really great characters. Enough background is given to them for us to care about their plight, so that when people do start dying in mysterious ways on the plane, you care about that too. I was really riveted by this. I'm going to give this a solid 4.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5. If you're in the UK, definitely check it out. I think this is one to stick in your watch list. If you're not and you want to watch it, I don't know that it's been bought by any American channel yet, but you could do the VPN and watch it that way. I highly recommend this. The British TV series, when it comes to drama, I think are written really well for the most part. They know how to do mystery and engage the audience, making them want to watch more and more, and actually end it well. So let me know your thoughts and feelings. Had you even heard about this? I certainly hadn't. ITV X or ITV at the moment are actually coming out with some doozy of originals, and so I'm going to be checking a few of those others out. Let me know any other BBC or ITV original British dramas that have amazing stories. One of my all-time favorites is the David Tennant. I think the first season, particularly Broadchurch with Olivia Colman, is incredible. One of the best TV series I've ever watched. So I'd love your recommendations down below. I hope you check this one out. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.